Number 14. Find f of x and g of x such that h of x equals f composed of g of x and h of x equals 4x plus 4 to the 8th. Now, in the previous questions, I plugged this into here for this question, and for this question, I plugged f into g. Well, and I got an answer. Well, in this question, they give you the answer, and then you have to come up with the two functions. So basically, number 14 is like number 13a and 13c, except they give you the answer, and they want you to come up with these two functions right here. So for me, it's like a little game. What does f of x and g of x need to be to give you this guy right here? And it has to be f composed of g of x. So it's f of g of x. So it's going to be g of x goes into f. Alright, so whenever you look at the answer part, what I want you to look for is some type of grouping like parentheses, or maybe it was a square root, or maybe it was a division. Okay, and what we're going to do is there's some kind of grouping here, right? And that grouping we're going to take out. We're basically going to take that out, almost like we're going to put white out. Let me see if I have my white out here. Oh, this is a mess. Well, I've officially lost my white out. What a bunch of junk. Sorry about that. Basically, I'm going to white out this part in the middle. Now, whatever I white out is going to be one of these functions. Okay, so notice I whited out the whole part here. And I'm going to replace that part with an x. That's going to be the second function. So this is going to be the second function. And what I whited out would be the first one. So I whited out 4x plus 4. So g of x is going to be 4x plus 4. And then what I'm left with is the second function, x to the 8th. Right? I'm going to take g of x and plug it into f. I'm going to take this right here and plug it in to x. This goes back in for that whiteout space that was this guy. All right, so basically you think about it of picking a piece off of it, and that's the first one, the guy's right here, and then what's left, you put an x there, and that's going to be your second one. So for instance, if it was this one, if you wanted to come up with an answer of the square root 4x plus 4, well, I'm going to white out the whole piece. Now it has to be the whole piece for it to really look right. So g of x is going to be the part I whited out, 4x plus 4, and what's left? The square root of x. Now I did say you had to white out the whole thing. You don't have to white out the whole thing. What if it was this right here? Okay, and you just white out this part, the 4x, and you put an x there. So your g of x would be 4x, and what's left? Square root of x plus 4. So 4x goes into x and becomes 4x plus 4. All right, so these questions are basically the same as number 12 and 13. You just do them in reverse. And there's more than one answer to these too. I mean, like I said, there's two different ways of doing them. What you can't do is say g of x is x, and then f of x is the original function. You can't do that. Okay, that's what you can't do that part. You can't just leave this solely x. So just do it in reverse.